Hey guys, shooting left here. I'm gonna do an install video of the Cajun Gunworks ultralight kit for a 2075 Rami. They list the ultralight kits, but they don't list it for the Rami. But it's the same ultralight kit. You can see it's the pin is the 5440 420. Excuse me. So basically, you order the ultralight kit for like a full-size SPO1, and then just in the notes, let them know that it's for a Rami, and then they just basically they cut down the mainsprings so they fit. The firing pin is all the same. So while they do sell the kit for it, they just don't list it, probably because they don't get a lot of demand for it. But it's all a lot of the same parts as the full-size guns. It's just shorter mainsprings, but I also just want to do this video because you don't see much on the Ramis. I did do a full disassembly down to the bare frame, so you can watch that if you get this kit to kind of help you out along the way. But I just want to do it to help people out, let them know that there is this option to reduce the trigger pull on this, since it is a little heavy, to help lighten it up a little bit. But yeah, I just wanted to give this video to help guys out, so if you have any questions, let me know, and let's get started. So basically in the package you get the extended firing pin with the spring. You get the two main springs. The blue is the 13-pound hammer spring, and the black is the 11.5. Basically the blue is will ignite pretty much any primer. Basically this is, if you don't want to be worried about any ammo you load, you go with this one. If you do a lot of your own reloads and that's all you use, as long as you're using federal primers, you can go with that. They give you a new pin for the slide, so when you put all that in, they give you a replacement. And they also give you a really light firing pin block spring. So that's the kit that comes with. Good price. It's like $40 some, $45, so you can't beat it. So I already got the gun disassembled to save a little bit of time. So we'll put the barrel over there. I already went ahead and took out the pin there, and I already have full disassembly videos. So if you want to check those out, you can, to see how to tear it down to this point. Already got the pin out. Take the plunger and spring. So we'll just set that off to the side. So this is our main focus. You can use a nice armor's block, or those type things. I find old ammo trays work just as good. So we just need to punch out the firing. Sometimes they work just as good. Problem is it's rounded. I like my SPO1. Well, we can just hold that. Let's try with a roll pin. Just try to hold it so it doesn't roll over on me. Yeah, it's starting to come out. There, you can see it coming out there. There you go. See, there's the difference in pins. Is that's a solid pin, and this is a split pin. A little stronger. So we'll just hold all this just in case anything wants to spring loose. So now to get the firing pin out, you just gotta press in on the firing pin block, and then it just kind of pops out right there. And then you see it gets stuck. So then you just gotta push it down a little bit more, just like that. There it goes. So there's your firing pin block and the spring. Spring is right there at the end. Oops, sorry. There we go. So that's the old parts. Take a little spring out. Oh. Okay, so give that a little bit of a clean. So we'll take firing pin block spring and stick that in there. Be very careful not to drop this. It is very tiny, as you can barely see, even with the crappy camera. Even with a good one, it'd probably be hard to see. So yeah, we'll get that in there. Okay, so I take the firing pin now. Actually, nope. Put the firing pin block in. It should be the rounded side. Should be the cut end towards. You can see the opening end towards firing pin hole. And this goes in with the slots up, because then they got to match in with the hole. So this is going to be a. Let me just move this a little bit. There you go. So I just gotta. Just push this guy in. You can see it just kind of fall in like that. Just push that in, and it goes in. Now, you can maybe see it right there in that corner. That's part of the firing pin. You can see it there again, right there in that corner. You push the firing pin in, it goes away. So that means when you put this roll pin in, you need to press in the firing pin when you do it. So therefore, nothing happens. Another thing you can probably do is, if you wanted to, you can try doing a slave pin and beating that through. Either way would be just fine. Alright, so I don't mess this up or hit the camera. I'm going to get this started and come back. Alright, so I got it started. So now the tricky part, to kind of do everything and not have it break anything. Wish I had something a little heavier. Basically trying to hold it with my finger to hold it in, make sure. Biggest thing to do is if it starts stopping, don't keep hitting. Then you'll break something. So that's just, sorry, that's out of frame, but just holding it in with my finger, starting it. And then you can sit, and then you can't see it through here, but you might be able to, but you can look through and see basically whether or not a little part of the firing pin is actually still in the way or not. Once you get it past it, then you can just bang it in. I just kind of like to get them pretty flush with each other. Get them a little bit on the even side. Make sure everything works. Okay, so put that off to the side. Take your old spring out, your old mainspring. I use the blue one to make so I don't have to worry about anything. And since I don't load my own defensive ammo, I don't have to really worry about it. Sometimes you can sometimes, at least for install, you can get them pushed in just enough, but in this case it's probably not going to happen. I like to, this seems to work pretty well, one of these T-handle Allens sometimes. They make a tool for the big boy, but not this guy, which I find is a real pain in the ass, and they should make a tool for it. And if they do, I just don't know about it. There you go. You might have just saw it drop right in for the most part. Oh, too far. Not by much. I can just tap that in. I'll do. Yeah. Alright. Now, according to the instructions, using the blue spring, which is the 13-pound spring, will reduce the trigger pull to about 8.5 to 9 pounds on the double action. Whereas the other one will produce 6.5, 7 pounds, something like that. And if you smooth out the internals, you can go a little lower. So that's just a little info there. So let's put it back together. Berlin. Recoil spring. And you go half cock. Then you just have the slide, just push that back till you touch it. And you push your slide lock in. Yeah, that's a big difference. Still a decent pull, but it's smoother too. You can't tell that's a dummy, then you're a dummy. Yeah, that's definitely smoother. Takes a little bit of helps with some of the grit, but yeah, it doesn't feel nearly as forceful. But yeah, that's that. It does reduce it quite a bit now that so yeah, it does feel pretty nice. Feels like, decent, a little more civilized of a trigger pull. I'll go ahead and put the grips on a little later. But yeah, that's the install of the Rami, or for the ultralight kit for the Rami. It's a little crude, but hey, most people that do it aren't professionals, so I show you that way. Since no one's perfect. I know production value is a little low, but hey, you get the idea. Sorry, I can't show you more by yourself. It's hard to get good angles and good lighting and all that crap by yourself sometimes. I'd rather just show you the quick and easy way to do it. But yeah, that's the install of that. Any questions, guys, let me know. I'll try to help you.